I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Weekly Recruit. My name is Clancy. We have with me, I have Enders.
Yeet.
We have Colty,
Hello.
Noble,
Saw, dude.
Young Robot,
Hello.
and Noah.
What's up? What's up?
No, once again for the third week in a row.
I'm the best
I
guest.
swear to God, Noah's
He's not a
becoming
guest
the.
anymore. He's a
Noah's
coming
bec-
a mainstay.
yeah, at this point, he's. I mean, to be fair, at that point, Noble has
third
been on 3
host.
episodes, and Noah's been on 3 episodes, so we have 4 hosts, Noah and Noble.
Noah's a gem.
The double N's. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
only people with N's in their name.
And Ninders.
yeah, I was about to say, Enders doesn't end in it. N.
Has an
Well,
N.
yeah,
Silly.
what about Colty? What about Colty?
Well,
Colty
we're
does
talking
not have
Colty's not
hosts.
allowed to be here?
Nah.
Oh,
No,
host,
we're-
yeah,
no,
yeah.
we're talking to hosts.
I'm
Wait, I have an N in my name.
riding
Okay.
high
Clancy.
right now, brother.
So, I
Did
mean,
you just knock out
Clancy,
the-
I guess we can start with your favorite part, running down the scores, and I guess at the same time, let's go ahead and run down the predictions.
Okay, I'm gonna try to run down the scores as the predictions. So I'm
Scores on the
gonna-
board.
Yep, scores on the board. So I gotta find a way to do this without messing up the recording. Blah 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 blah.
This is why you should just have a sheet that has the scores written down.
I should have a sheet. Should just have things. Don't prepare. Just
Okay,
sorta
I guess I
do.
can start.
I mean, no,
really
no.
quick.
I
I
got
can
it.
just run through.
I got it, baby.
Okay,
I got it, baby.
okay.
So for the first game,
Don't call
That
me
we-
baby.
and so I'm recording now. For the first game that we had on predictions from last episode, we had Acolytes versus Patty Planters. I'm trying to find it. It is right there.
Acolytes won that,
Acolytes,
correct?
13-4.
Yeah, 13-4.
Yep. So
Convincing.
Noah, yourself, and
Cayman.
Cayman all got that
Cayman.
correct, and me and Sentinel were incorrect.
Unfortunate.
Spaghetts versus Tadpole.
I tried to tell you they'd crash down. I tried to tell you they'd
Spaghetts.
crash back down to Earth. Spaghetts versus Tadpole.
Mm-hmm. Are they not on there?
Spaghetts.
Wait, did that-
Spaghetts.
Did that
It's
game
not
not
showing
happen?
on the
Did that game
website.
not happen?
No, it did. It's in
Well, it's not on
score
scoreboarding.
recording.
Is it?
Yep. I
Am I
saw it
blind?
earlier. They lost. They lost both games.
I only see
Was it the
Spaghetti's
first
winning
round for
against Hell.
Yeah, I only see Spaghetts winning against Hell.
I mean, I
sorry,
can
I'm
go
looking
look at the
wrong-
website.
I'm looking at the wrong.
They
one.
didn't put in
It's
the
a match
first one.
day.
They didn't put in the first one. Match day 8 for the first one.
Let me look
So
at
I guess
score
as long
recording
as the
in
website.
CSA.
Did they?
Frog played.
Spaghetts versus who?
Versus Tad.
No, it's got to be rescheduled. It hasn't been played.
It hasn't been played.
I guess it's a
so
reschedule.
You said
Interesting.
Spaghetti
It's
versus
just
Hell?
that's gonna get the yellow
No, versus Frog.
versus
Oh,
Frogs.
yep.
All right.
Hasn't
So
been played apparently.
Tanuki versus Nate Stack.
So, we still don't know that.
I'm sorry, Tanuki.
At
But
13
we
to
were
4
all
for Nate
correct.
Stacks.
We were all correct.
Ouch.
Nate Stack wins
Dang.
that 13-4.
I will say we have a whole nother another Sav versus AP issue where we don't get to talk about a game because it didn't happen.
It's
Mhm.
happening
Sucks.
on
It's
Wednesday.
happening next week.
It's
on
happening next
Wednesday.
week on the
Thank
first.
God.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Is it
Yep.
first?
Yep,
Yeah.
the first.
Cool. Cool.
All right, so Scurvy
So what's next? We got Miss
versus
Scurvy Sea Dogs.
Pissed.
Yes, we
Yep.
got.
How about
Yeah,
that
Miss
game?
13-2.
Yeah,
Miss
first-
13-2.
First match as a full team did not go well.
Yeah,
No.
not
I
too
mean, he bounced
great.
back well. We can get to that though. We'll get to that. We'll get
We
to
will
that.
get
We'll
to
get there. We'll get
that.
there.
Servals versus Hawks. Enders, I hate you.
It was 16-13.
Servals wins 16-13.
I told
Oh,
you.
wait,
I
wrong
told
color.
you. Yeah, like I said, I think that Servals is a really good team. They're going to be very hard to beat.
No, they are a really
I
good
think
team.
Hawks just got unlucky that that's your first game.
I'll
I
be
mean, it
honest.
wasn't too-
I don't think that it was anything to do with unluckiness. And I'll speak even for
I mean, you did take it to OT,
for-
boys.
for
Yeah.
Sav here as well. Hawks came into this game. We were ranked, I think, number 7 last week, right? Facing the number 2 of last week. Pretty big jump, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, we kept it within 3, which
I
we've now
mean-
done for the top 3 teams of the tier. And Sav played a fantastic game. Cayman does not shit around when he says that he looks into the teams that they play. He is an
Yeah, I mean,
anti-stratter, and it's
also-
something to be worried about.
I mean, I will also say, if you're going to talk about that, well, no, we'll talk against that. Harpies versus Goshi.
Oh,
13-10 for Harpies.
good job, Harpies.
That-
Good job,
that was
Noah.
I guess I can talk about that. I mean, do you want to talk about Hawks going against the number 2 team? Go back to the power rankings for last week. The number 9 team from last week going up against
Absolutely.
the 4
Number
team
4.
and
Yeah.
going
And I
out and
think-
winning.
And I had ATL winning that game.
Yeah.
I
yes,
think-
you
and
did.
it
Yeah,
was just-
I mean,
It was just like how I had us winning Hawks, and look at this. The ATL came out on top with their game, and we were just 3 rounds shy. Upsets can
Yeah.
happen. It really is just, especially in CS2, right? It's those 3
Yeah.
rounds are either when you have the economy not in your favor, or maybe you make a missed call, like with Goshi there. In my opinion, because of the that's also a 3-round game, right? It's probably very similar,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
So-
I know.
Yep.
I talked to Matt from Goshen. That's what he was saying. Is something that happened was like they lost a pistol and it got rolled into the next few rounds, or maybe it was even they won a pistol, lost the second
They
round
both
bye,
bye
and
back.
then
Yeah.
yeah. So
I mean,
that's
that's
eco
the thing with
so
CS2.
fragile at times.
Yeah, the CS2, it feels like if you lose pistol and you win the
Mhm.
second round, you're gonna win like 2 more rounds on top of it.
Yeah, because the other
Well,
team
just
has
because-
full save.
And if you win the pistol and then lose to the next round, you're losing like 2-3 rounds afterwards, and it sucks.
Especially on
It's
that
just the
CT
economy
side.
down.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the economy sucks.
Like if you're T's, you get the plant, and then you can like still at least force a little something, upgrade pistols. But CTs, even if you win the first but lose the second, everybody bought up, you're dead in the water for 3 rounds. So it's
yeah.
real bad.
But well played to ATL.
Well
That's
played.
not
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not a win that should be taken lightly, and props to them on the
Nope.
team. Enders, did they have Crash tonight?
Yes, they did. They had the full
Nice.
5. I
Nice,
mean,
nice,
it's
nice.
the fourth. It's
Good
their
job,
4th match
guys.
day with the full 5.
And
Their
just,
4th match day with the full 5.
do you know if they've like ATL's been practicing on Anubis a bunch, and like that's something that maybe helped them, or
I can. I don't want to say
I'm sure you probably
everything, but I will
shouldn't-
say.
shouldn't
no, yeah, no,
believe
never
that.
mind. That's I
No,
should've
no, no.
asked.
I will say this. There's 4 of our players that grind the game nonstop, and then the thing with Bud is because he's an entry fragger, we just kind of tell him, "Look, we're gonna do this for you. Go do it. Go kill."
With
And
that
it's
being
built
said,
very much to where we don't try and force a lot on top of Budweiser's plate, just because Budweiser has so many other things going on. We try and just set Budweiser up in the best spot to just go out and just brag. And all the guys do well because it seems like everybody plays well when Bud's playing well because it's a 1-2 punch. If you get Bud at that point, we've damaged enough people to go in and win the round.
It opens up that space to
Yep.
allow other players
Yep.
to push in.
Okay.
Yep.
with that as well, Robot,
Yeah.
I think that just to continue this real quick comment, for the Anubis, like just info and utility in general, a lot of these CS2 games for this season have been on these kind of weird maps that you would say that aren't necessarily puggy maps. So I feel like there's a lot of teams that have these hidden ancient strats, hidden Anubis
Yeah.
strats. So
Just
I
that
think,
one extra nade
Yeah.
that can just
Yeah.
mess
I
up
mean,
the other team.
I will say when I was subbing for them at first, the first map we practiced when I was subbing for them was Anubis before I got
Hmm.
signed.
Well,
So
Seems
like
like a
as you-
root
seems like it went in their favor.
mhm.
Good job for ATL.
then-
I love seeing
Thanks,
Ruby and
Matt.
you guys get that.
yeah, and then
Very-
we got
very
Spaghetti's 13-9 against Acolytes.
Yep. So
Like I said, it's very hard for me to bet against my boys Spaghetti's. I love
think
that entire
I
team.
think they came in and they needed to win that game. So I mean, props to them because
Mhm.
I mean, and Hell kept it close to a 4-round difference.
It could have gone
I
very different.
Could have gone in anyone's
Just because
way.
Acolytes walking in, I mean, Acolytes go and they beat Patty Planters 13-4. They're riding a high, back-to-back wins.
mhm.
That could have gone very different for Spaghetti's, and luckily Spaghetti's get it under control.
Yeah, I will say I think that Spaghetti's, in my opinion, did kind of come in with the advantage of having basically a full another hour to keep warming up, keep practicing, rather than playing into a match scenario, right?
Yep.
With that being said, I think Enders, as well as to continue your point, with the 13-4 victory over Cal, you got to think that Hell came in a little bit maybe overconfident going against
Yeah,
this
probably
against Doom.
too juiced up. Probably a bit too hyped up, and then you take a couple losses off the bat, a couple loss rounds, and you're just like, fuck.
Absolutely.
Next
If I can
map.
add
So
to
that's one of
that,
those things.
Oh, okay.
leading into the next one, our game, that's kind of what helped us was we got bit
We
stomped by
got
Mist.
one more.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I missed that. I thought
Yep,
we
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah.
And Nain
So-
Stack versus Patty. 13-11. Close
13
game.
to 11.
Going to Nain.
Yep.
Nain
And
get
then-
that win.
Which honestly
I
is a
mean,
very
they
close
kinda needed
game.
This one's fun.
Uh,
A full neck slush.
Yeah.
I just
no,
need to say
and
this for Taos real
guess
quick.
who-
I am
what?
not an angry pirate.
Yeah. So I will say, Scurvy Sea Dogs, beat the predictions. They beat the allegations. They beat
And
the
to be hon-
allegations. They showed up, win 13-9 against a top 3 team.
Absolutely.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very, very good win.
Mm-hmm.
Props to you,
Yeah.
Noble. I'm going to give you some major props here because I don't think anyone else kind of understands this. But coming from the IGL perspective of having a 13-2 loss on a really technical map like Nuke, right? And then being able to bounce back not only mentally, but also strat wise, going into an Anubis game, which is arguably Tadpole is probably the strongest map of their map pool. And I mean, of course, I don't really know the breakdown of the rounds wise, but that has to feel pretty good of going
Yeah.
in there and taking it to their map and then also keeping your mental strong as an IGL.
Yeah, so no, I appreciate that, and like one big thing is that's not just on me. Like I just want to appreciate the mental fortitude of the entire team, because we're sitting there 30 minutes before second match after like facing a 13-2, and it's just like the silence in there is deafening. So it's just like, yeah, the to come back from that is big, and Colty could probably touch on that as well.
Yeah, like what I was gonna say is like
Yeah,
getting
mean-
smacked from Mist 13-2 was tough. Like we went in there thinking that we were gonna do a lot better. We got the new pickup, happened at like the last minute in terms
30
of like
minutes
getting
before.
it put through. Yeah.
Oh,
But,
what was your pickup? I didn't even know.
Pump can't. So we dropped triple, picked up pump can't.
Really quick.
Phenomenal support.
Yeah, really quick. You just mentioned it, and I kind of wanted to bring it up. How is that process of going up to your GM and being like, "Hey, look, we want to go a different direction"?
Yeah, I
pretty
can
easy.
touch on that. Well, it's easy for you. I was the one having to have that conversation.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, so as a team, like, we kind of made the decision. Like, we knew where our weak link was, and our weak link was triple. Like, Sky, myself, and Milky all have very high MMR. We're very good players. Noble is coming into his own as an IGL, which is fantastic. We just a lot of the times it felt like we were playing 5v4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, I will
Yeah.
say to probably continue your point here, Colty, as well. I mean, and this is just as a season in general. I think I mentioned this on the pod last time, but having a GM or an AGM or even a staff member on your team is kind of a hindrance in terms of if you really want to put the time into the game. They all have other ties and other priorities that you don't see behind closed doors, right? I mean, of course, I don't know the situation, but I would assume that there could have been times that you maybe wanted to schedule a practice or practice more than you could have, and Triple had to do other things, look at his other tiers, things like that, or do some GM stuff, right? So I'm sure that probably plays into it.
Yeah,
I
that
don't-
definitely comes up, and plus, like Triple being the only guy on the team with kids also has other like I'd say
Oh,
more
yeah.
life responsibilities than the rest of us.
That's what I was just about to say.
So,
Like, I
Yeah.
will give him credit. There hasn't been any times where he's like, no, I'm too busy with other tiers. I can't practice. It's if he can't, he's been very vocal about it. He's let us know, hey, I've got plans with a family, whatever. So like, props to him for that.
Yeah,
It's
props
just
to him.
we needed a change, and that was with our like we had 162 MMR to play with, and Pumpkin's 161. Like we're literally
Oh wow, right there.
1 MMR from being over the cap.
you're
Like,
teetering on the edge there.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad
And
you were able to find someone that fit.
His
We had
honest-
4 options of people that could potentially be a fifth. There was 4 people in the entire league with low enough MMR.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure a
like,
couple of
And
them
then-
probably might not be playing anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, I got some
Yeah.
messages being like, "Hey, I'm taking a break from CSC." So it was
Yeah.
it was a miracle we were able to find someone, and then like, I mean, obviously, like as a team, we decided it would be best to cut triple, but just it doesn't make it any less awkward or hard to like actually have that conversation with him, you know?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
That's the thing I was kind of worried about is somebody in that position. How do you go up to them and be like, hey, look, if this isn't working, how do you cut a player that is so high up?
the way I
Yeah.
see it, if he really wants the team to win, and if
Mhm.
the team feels that way, I don't think there would be any problem with doing that.
Yeah,
which is
that's
why
fair.
I think we had the confidence in our like communication of like, okay, this is what we need to do. And like real quick, big props to you, Noble, for doing that. Like you took the bull by the horns and just wrote it. Like that was great.
And then like
That was-
last thing to touch on this is just like props to Triple for like taking that and then just being like maybe he didn't agree with like our points or our decision, but he's like if that's what the team decided, then we go with it.
Yeah, which is
Like,
it
that's a good
takes
That is
mindset.
a mature GM.
takes a bigger dude than me. That's
Well,
very
like,
mature of him.
In the recruit chat, like for all the shit Triple gets, he's a good dude.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. It takes a lot to go, all right, yep, I'll step away from the team, and then not,
Was
understand it. So
was Pumpkin in that missed game as well, or was that only for the frog
Yes,
game?
he was. That was
gotcha.
the first game we had as a full stack of 5.
Man, that's really
It-
tough.
I gave him our strat book the day
Yeah.
of.
And honestly, it Pumpkin's play in the Anubis game was phenomenal. Like just the best game overall that we have had. And that's like even counting the cow game where I popped off. Like that was more of a me taking control. This was the best team play that we've had all season. And like, yeah, the scoreline was 13-9, but it was not that close.
Yeah.
It was a much
Yeah.
more dominant game
Um.
from us.
Yeah. Super quick. Let's move on. We got Hawk on the other side of the next sweep. We have Talks taking it 13-5 over Tanukis. Big win there. Coming
Yeah,
back
I
from
mean,
a loss, turning into
I'll
a
be-
dub. Once again,
I'll be honest with you.
Like was said earlier, I mean that deafening silence in between a loss and you have to go out and play another game. It has to feel just like, okay, I'm not fucking losing this. There has to be like some kind of all of you just together, just sitting there like, I hate this feeling. Let's
To
go
be-
out and fix it.
To be honest with you, I mean, I can kind of take the horns here, Clance.
Yep.
From the IGL and captain of the Hawks here, I think that it wasn't even that. It was just the fact of having a game that was a 13-16 loss with 3 rounds as a differential.
Mhm.
I told them, go blow off your steam, right? And that's nothing to do with
Yeah.
YC as a team, because they did put up a good fight. I genuinely think that if they made one change, that it could have been a very different game, but they just weren't able to make that change. But yeah, I mean, you got to think it has its pros and cons of losing either a close game or a really one-sided game. In my case, I have players on my team that kind of feed off of aggression when with losses and
Yeah.
things like that. So being able to be in a position of just, hey, take a breather, but let's just go and
Just
show
go
them
whoop
why
their
we
ass.
belong. You know?
Yeah.
So
I mean, not to steal a line from Ted Lasso, but I mean, Scurvy Sea Dogs and Hawks today proving that they can be goldfish and forget about it.
yeah,
You know, put it in the back of their mind.
which is a very strong thing to have.
Yeah, having that 5-second memory in between games is sick, and that's something that I tried when I was still playing for Harpies. That's something I was trying to push. Is just like, take into account we lost that. What do we do? Let's not do that again. What do we do? And speaking of my boys and Harpies, we got the next one here. Mist losing 13-7 to Harpies.
That is a
Yeah.
big one.
Yep.
That is
Yeah.
a big
Huge.
loss.
That is
for
a
them.
And you'll
huge win for the
doubted
number
them.
9 spot. Number
Huge
9
props.
spot beating the 1 spot. Huge
Huge
W.
props.
Big
What
Yeah.
time.
what goes into
And
this game?
here's the thing, that
is
wasn't
what-
even needed.
I was just gonna say what goes
I know
into
I
this.
said.
What you were saying.
Blah, blah, blah,
What you
blah.
were saying
No,
about
go ahead.
the
Go ahead. You're first.
the Acolytes Patty Planters game. I think Mist coming into this absolutely stomping us, being very confident, expecting to win,
Mhm.
didn't work for them.
Yeah. And also, we didn't even need to take it to Vertigo. I mean,
No,
we
you
didn't
didn't.
even need to go to Vertigo. We'd take them to Ancient, which I think we're a very strong team on. Obviously,
Obviously.
the Hawks loss sucks. The Hawks loss sucks. But, anything can happen in CSC. I think we're a
Exactly.
very strong team on both Ancient and Anubis, and we kind of showed it tonight.
And I mean that 13-7 win, that's not to be taken lightly in my opinion. I
That's,
mean that
Mhm.
kind
that
of is a
13-7 win is
demolish.
nice.
I mean, I said it before.
I wouldn't go that far. I think we have to see
I-
them boys in playoffs, and I really don't want to say it's a demolishing.
I think it is because the only reason I think it is, Enders, is because what has been this quote unquote giant of the tier. when
Juggernaut.
I don't really think that they deserve to be talked like that, but if you want to give them that credit, you can. But having ATL, a team that was basically in the middle of the pack, come out and like drop 6 rounds on their head over, that's kind of
Mhm.
crazy, right? Of course, we don't know how
mean-
exactly those rounds panned out. Maybe Harpies had it was a really tight CT or T side half, and then they just blew them out of the water on the rest.
Yeah.
But either way you look at it, that scoreline is a very good scoreline to have on ATL.
I mean,
I'm excited to see what they
like
bring.
like I said in chat, and it was a complete joke when I said it. I said call ATL Jack because we're out here slaying giants. I mean, it was all in good fun. And then Webb, obviously, with the meme of who is this, the clown in the whole thing, that was very funny. Love B Webb. He's always been chill.
And
Shout
was
out to my
that
boy Webb.
Mhm.
was that Harpy's first Ancient game of the season? I don't remember.
No,
I think they
was-
played
no.
like 3 or 4.
We played,
Okay,
No, 'cause
and we've
we
only
played, yeah,
lost one, if I'm correct.
and that was
last week
We
versus
might have
week.
actually
Pop.
no. Yeah, actually no. We might have played. If I'm correct, we might have played Match Day 3. No, Match Day 3 was Overpass, and we played against Servals.
Yeah. 'Cause I just remember.
Yeah, that was
say-
Overpass.
I'll say with Harpies, I'll keep saying Ruby a lot, and only because my frame of reference is
I mean,
he's the guy
Yokai
I played.
Ancient.
Ruby's the guy I've played with a lot on ATL. I haven't played. I subbed for you guys earlier in the season, but Ruby's the one guy that I'll say I know. So that's who I
You
keep
stepping up for
referring to
me.
him.
Appreciate. I appreciate you stepping up for me.
Oh
No end of thanks for that. Appreciate you stepping up when I was hurt.
yeah, of course. But I remember last season when Ruby subbed for OS, he was very familiar with Ancient, so I'm not surprised that can be a really strong map for them because he was
Yeah.
I remember he was getting down to all right, so if I have this spawn in CT, I can run to here and spam through here and get 30 damage on somebody just running by. Where you're like, all right,
Yeah.
man, you're going off on this map, I guess.
Plus, I mean, the thing also is you combine that where I took a lot of Hellfire, their contender team, I think is Zims and Raizu. I think that's their contender team, 2 players. And also Lines. I mean, I took a lot of strats from playing with and against them. Just kind of taking that and kind of importing it and taking some of that like philosophy and adding it to Ruby's knowledge. It's kind of been great.
Yeah, good. No surprise. I shouldn't say no surprise on Harpies winning, but I'm surprised by how they won, but I'm not surprised in the way that they had the ability to win because, like you said, Bud. When I subbed for you guys, Bud played great. I know Rooney was having an off game because he was getting constant frame drops and he was going oh my gosh, what's going on? It was a rough game in that way for him. So hopefully that stuff has leveled out for him, so it's not messing with him as much and able to let him play with the op and him getting adjusted to it in CS2.
I will also say, I mean, match day, I think it was 6. We ended up playing Nan, I think it was. It was at Hawks where Rooney lost, like his headphones broke. And that's a
Oh.
destroying factor.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ancient games, and it just felt like if Rooney has audio, that's probably a completely different game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's how we play the games. Anything can happen at any given match day. Here we go with Goshi versus Servals, and Servals winning 13-7. Sentinel being in the wrong, unsurprisingly. We have a neck sweep, not a next.
I will say, if I can comment on this first, just because I was on Goshi last
Absolutely.
season, I'm definitely surprised they let it go down to Vertigo, because I remember playing with them last season. I felt like it was a really weak point on the roster because CT side could go super well.
Mhm.
And then because I remember at one point towards the end of the season, I think we had like a 13-2 CT side. So, just great. We ended up winning the game 16-13 because we could do nothing on T side. We just, nobody was able to get entries anywhere. Everybody felt slightly off on the T side there. So that's why as soon as I saw that it went to Vertigo, I was like, oh, I think that's gonna be a loss for them because
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
they can't get the T side going ever. It feels like, and I think they're a team full of great players. Like, and Lewis I played against him, or APG. Sorry, I played sub for them, so that's how I know him. APG is a great entry fragger, but it's still so difficult, I feel like, on Vertigo to get those going.
Yeah. So super quick, Cool Guy has just released both the playoff picture and the current standings,
I did see that.
which is super nice. I do want to talk about some of these things, seeing as we have 2 more match days. We don't play Tuesday, and we have a double Thursday.
Correct.
So that being said, the way it currently looks, here's all the teams that have locked a playoff spot. No matter what happens, they should have a playoff spot for this season. Servals, Mist, Tadpole Titans, Spaghettis, Yoshi, Harpies. Yep, that seems like all the teams that currently have a playoff spot locked. Currently, actually no, Nan also has a playoff spot locked in, just because
Would
Those
they
are
be
locked
locked
in?
in? Are you sure?
No, I mean these
I
are
would
also,
say they're locked in, and here's why. Here's why I would say they're locked in. Nan has tiebreaker. They beat Harpies, but Harpies also beat Goshi. The only way I think Harpies, Goshi, and Nan all lose playoff spot is if they all lose out.
I think, and
Like if they all,
well,
I think
it's also-
it's probable
They
they go
lose
to
the
the
final two.
playoffs, but they're not locked in mathematically.
I was gonna say also
no,
no need to
there's
go ahead, Anders.
no really quick. We do have 3 teams that are currently out of a playoff spot. Sadly, no wait, Silver Sea Dogs isn't because they still have a game to play. And they
We
could
got
be
3
3 and
games
6.
left.
That is wrong
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because Cow won a game today, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
No, they lost.
No, they didn't.
They lost out both.
Oh, they
So
did. too.
Oh.
the teams currently out of playoff spot is Tanukis and Tofu Ticklers.
Well, what I was gonna
Um,
say is because we have basically 5 teams that are all fighting for the bottom half of the playoffs.
Mhm.
Cool Guy, props to him for taking the time and doing this, but he does his standings, especially for teams that are tied, not the way that
Mhm.
CSC does
Yeah,
this
CSC
proper
does
standings.
not use head to head.
So-
I should specify.
Correct.
So, to be clear, there's some teams I want to talk about super quick about this, and then I guess you can pull up the playoff picture and we can get that ready. So when we do predictions, we can also do playoff predictions.
Mhm.
That being said, I want to talk about how some of these teams can get to playoffs, how some of them can lose out of playoffs. That being said, Hawks. This very simple way is Hawks win 2 and Acolytes lose 1. No. If they split, so if you both
That
win
mean-
and lose 1, correct?
Yeah.
We should be above
you
because
both-
We should
we
be
have
above.
we have the only negative team that has a positive round win percentage and a
But
positive.
you also
round
have the
win
head-to-head
differential.
against Acolytes.
But head to head
Head-to-head doesn't matter to CSC.
Head to head is the last.
Pool
Okay.
guy has it, but in CSC's rulebook,
Okay.
head-to-head does not matter.
Yeah,
It goes off of round
it's round,
percentage. It goes off of
differential.
round
Okay.
win percentage.
correct. And
Okay.
differential
Yes.
Oh,
Round
which goes
differential and
first?
round win percentage.
or differential?
percentage.
Percentage goes first. Yes.
Percentage goes first.
Yep.
Okay, so that being said, Nan is currently in because they have one loss. Acolytes should be the ones. Acolytes would
Yeah,
have
Acolytes in
to
CSC.
go ahead and win both.
Yeah.
Basically, Acolytes would have to win one more game than you guys would in playoffs.
Yeah, pretty much.
That being said, Hawks just has to win a game, correct? To
Mhm.
stay in.
We have to.
Hawks
I
just
mean,
have to win a
I mean,
game.
we
It depends.
It
it's-
depends.
If Hell and I
Guarantee your spot.
if basically the only way to guarantee it is if we win both and Hell only wins one.
Mhm.
If it's a maybe is if
So either
we
way,
go 1-1
Hawks
and
and-
Hell goes 1-1.
So right now, the only way is Hawks and Acolyte both have to win one more than the other.
Correct.
pretty much.
Correct?
But also Nan could go down depending on
I'm
the
not wrong in
games.
assuming that.
No, you're correct.
No.
Yes, Nan if Nan loses 2, Nan could be out of it.
Because we also
Um,
play Nan in one of the games.
Mhm.
So that's a direct
So
like, that could move them down.
Yeah, if it goes
also
5
play
to
Hell.
Who does
5.
Harpies play?
Yeah, because if we're both 5 to
Harpies
5 and we
play-
win, they have a lower round win percentage.
Frog and Upsetting. So for Harpies to win, they would or to get into playoffs. They need to win at least one of those because they'd be a 6-5 team. And that
Yeah.
basically the point is for any team to lock it right now, they have to be a 6-5 team. Other than that, it's
Well-
like a wild card slot.
Yeah. Basically, if you wanted
So
to put it like that.
real quick, just to clarify, so you're saying if two teams are tied, whoever has the higher round win percentage breaks the tiebreaker. Is that correct?
Correct. It goes round win percentage and then round differential. Head to head is the last thing that they use.
Okay, I understand now.
I think.
At
Yeah,
least from
okay.
my knowledge of last season. I mean, they could
I
have
think-
changed it, but I don't.
No.
I will
and
say,
on
here's,
their
here's an
own-
Ender's hot take. Here's an Ender's hot take. I think it should be head to head. If there's only 2 teams in tiebreaker, it should be head to head.
But see, you also in the case of Hawks versus Hell, that head to head is on go. So how is like? I know that
Once
we-
again,
we could-
everybody's saying it's the same season.
I know.
Like
I
it's
know,
still
I
the same
know.
season. So it still
I'm-
should be the head to head.
I'm just saying.
I don't
Yeah.
think head to head should matter. I'm personally of
I
the
think-
opinion.
Yeah, because it makes every game matter.
I guess,
mean,
but guess
in my
what?
personal
We are not the leaders of CSC.
Yeah,
so-
we're not the leaders of CSC. So. But in that case, every team basically has to be so all the 5 and whatever teams right now need 1 win. All the 5
Basically,
win teams need at least
5 through 10, and in my
Yeah.
opinion, are all games that it's going to shift right through these next
Mhm.
match days.
I don't think Scurvy could beat out Servals, and they would then have to win the next 2, which would put them
You
at
would,
Basically,
you would
you
have
have
to
to
win
win out.
all 3 matches to have a chance.
And,
Mhm.
and then have two,
And
and
that
then have
puts you
another
5 and
team
6.
lose their 2 games,
Yeah.
which is a possibility.
So
So don't.
yeah,
don't
I mean
count
they'd have
yourself
to
out.
be they'd have to be 3 teams, which is why I said at first, yeah, they're probably eliminated. But I thought, no, they win all 3. Scurvy can slip in if Hawks or Acolytes lose 2.
Well, if you win all 3, and we win 1,
Yeah.
you'll get the number 8 because then you would be beating Hell and we would be beating Hell. So then
Yeah.
they would go down. But this is predictions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what we do.
So I mean that's kind of the thing. That the way the playoff picture is looking right now looks very nice. Looks like most teams have a spot locked. You know, Rip to Tanukis and Tofu Ticklers are the first 2 teams eliminated from playoff contention.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah,
Watching the
but
boys.
womp.
But think about it. You can always use these games to scout. Look at who you want to have as keeper picks next season, and try and work on your team chemistry between your core.
Absolutely.
Have fun with it. Throw a wrench in everybody's plans and beat
Oh
teams.
yeah,
and make
because
people
imagine
go
they
like,
Yeah.
beat
what?
teams.
If
No,
they
they
start
could
beating
still beat
teams,
teams.
it's gonna be interesting.
Like they
Yeah.
play Goshi
Um,
and
Go
Mist.
Steve.
You know,
mean,
imagine
yeah.
if they get the upsets, not because of a playoff shift, but just for mental. You know,
Yeah.
like
After going
Keep
into
your
the
mentality
season.
right. Yep.
Okay.
Be an interesting match.
Power
Nice.
rankings time.
Yeah, here we go. Power rankings.
Look at this production, mainly because I don't I don't
Yeah,
want
right.
to copy. I want to copy paste, and it makes it easy.
So here we go. Let's start with 12s.
I think that's
I think we know the team that kind
I
of gets
think
put
this
there.
does have to be Cal, unfortunately.
Cow.
You know, they get the win. They get the win, but they do come crashing back down to earth. I think the Boom have drop is very confusing.
It's very
You
weird.
win a game, and then you drop them. It's very much like what Nan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the opposite of what Nan did. Nan dropped somebody, won, and then kept it. Whereas they're dropping somebody immediately after their first one, which is awkward.
It is just interesting to see these changes happen this late into the game.
Mhm.
And that goes for all the teams. But with that being said, right, Cal could have
Yeah.
already thought about this, and they're doing this because of future, right? Maybe they're already planning for a future team, and they're just trying to get the chemistry now, so then they can make it stronger
Yeah.
next season.
I'm honestly looking forward to seeing what the Sentinel can cook up for next season.
Me as well.
Yeah.
This long IGL.
Isn't
No
this
offense,
his
but
first
at
season as an
11,
IGL?
yeah. I think here's the thing. At 11, I think we put the other eliminated team. I just think
I
it's
agree with
fair. I think we put Tanukis at 11, just kind of because they're out of playoff contention.
I agree with
Well,
this.
not even that.
They've got the same amount of. They have the same amount of wins as Scurvy Sea Dogs. The only problem is Scurvy Sea Dogs is technically still in playoff contention.
And
They're
then
not
they-
eliminated yet. They can win out, and I mean, no offense to Scurvy Sea Dogs, your future is not in your hands.
Yeah,
mean,
and like one other thing
Not
is like,
completely.
yeah, we made a change very late. I know it's like we don't have much to go off of, but like this new lineup cooks. But again,
Mhm.
it's pretty late in the game.
Even
I
if
mean,
not,
fortunately,
once again, you can start looking to next season.
that as well. Unfortunately, because we don't have games on Halloween, right? This is now you have a week. So any of these light minute changes, you have a week to prep. So
Which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it honestly it couldn't be a more perfect situation, I think.
couldn't
'Cause
be.
that gives us like
Yeah.
there would be no excuse then.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
You know?
100%. Like I'm
I mean,
very
it's make it
impressed
or
with
break it
how
time for us.
yeah, with how Pump plays. Like very, very good support player. I think we've already started cooking up some strats
Yeah.
for Wednesday because we got
You
Sav,
do have that.
then we got UPS, and then Hell. And like honestly, if we can beat Frog, I don't think we can't. There's no reason why we can't.
No.
I'm at the point where it's like I think that we can do it. I think it's like fully a mental game at this point for us.
Yeah, it'd be tough as
Agreed.
fuck, but I
I
think
mean,
Like,
at this
lots of
point in the
mental
season, we've
fortitude to get
seen.
through that.
I mean, at this point in the season, we've seen that no team is invincible. You know,
So true.
Uh,
Yeah.
Very, very
I
true.
I just want to say like I have like utmost faith in like this new lineup. Like we can do good things, and like again, it's make it or break it. So we have to win out to even have a chance.
And I'll
Yeah,
say,
I mean-
I think
like I was saying, no team is.
I was gonna say that I think it's super huge too to have that good mental going into it. Just going like, all right, we feel like we're meshing. We played pretty well, and even though these are our first matches together, got that week allows you guys to really get like keep that good level without going too high or too low. Because having mental in this game and like any games huge. If you can keep that level keel too good, like not too high, not too low, it helps huge.
Yeah, and that's essentially what happened after the missed game. And I'm kind of glad that it was a stomp and not a close loss because I feel like it would have been harder to get over that mental if it was a close loss because it's just kind of like, okay, we shit the bed. it's time to regroup. We've got this. We know we can do it. We knew that our Anubis is strong, and it's not just like we dominated CT. We didn't. It was tied going into half, and then we got 5 rounds up on them, and the only 3 rounds that we lost were ecos, which that we need to clean up. But like, it was a pretty convincing T side. Like Noble's, like the growth that I've seen from Noble as an IGL in the past 2 weeks is insane.
That is great to hear, in my opinion.
This is
props to
your
you,
first
Noble.
season.
Well, that's the other thing is this is
Appreciate it.
all of our first seasons. None of us have played CSC before this. Triple was the only one. We're all DEs going into this.
Yeah,
It
that makes
is.
a huge difference.
Yeah, so I think because of that, and not to use it as an excuse, but it did take us a little longer to like warm up. But like
Like-
now we're on fire, and now we have like
I don't know if I'd
that
say we're
inkling
on
of-
fire. We did just get shit stomped in the first.
Hey,
game.
hey.
Yeah,
give
but like
yourself
after
credit.
that,
I'm
we
trying
were,
to stay humble. I'm trying to stay humble.
I know.
No, you heard. We were
Okay.
screaming when we sealed that win.
Oh,
I believe
so
it.
Yeah.
it was
As you
big.
should.
hold on, I've just read the rule book because
Mhm.
I'm smart like that. And I have read rule number 9.1.4. If 2 teams with the same regular win percentage, let me see. Yeah,
Yes.
same regular season win percentage ties between them will be resolved using following tiebreakers: conference record. We don't have conference. Head-to-head record. Head-to-head
Mhm.
round differential.
Mm,
Okay, so we'll go off a round
let's see.
differential against
Yep.
each other,
Yeah.
Yes, which is yes.
I'm
and
pretty
then
sure.
overall
you-
round win percentage,
we s-
strength
that's-
schedule, optional GM 1v1, and then finally a coin flip.
Look,
I
I
like
want
how
to see that happen.
Yeah.
No, we'll take the
I
coin
don't-
flip,
Yeah,
bud.
I
So it's-
don't want to see that.
Wait,
Triple,
wait.
I like you, buddy, but I don't have that faith.
I think it
Wait,
should be
Okay,
captain.
so
be
let's
captain.
fucking go.
Yeah, captains I would take.
Not-
like
Because
that's
there's
some
some
that sounds
teams
more
that are in
reasonable.
prem. There's some.
But see, those last 2
Because
are
here's
just
the thing.
closed.
Yeah, those last 2 are like
Here's the
nearly
thing.
impossible to
You
get.
got Slatong,
Yeah,
who
how
is
do
a
you tie
prospect
head-to-head?
Chally player.
Hmm?
But here's the
How would
thing.
you even tie head to head? We only
Um,
play once.
That's the point.
But like my
I'm
thing is,
confused why there's more rules.
I think
last
I also think
season,
that's for conference.
last season, really
Mhm.
quick. Last season, Slatong was what, challenger slash
No.
prospect. Oh,
Just prospect.
he was prospect. I would hate to see him
Slatong was-
versus like a contender, Sans. Like Sans is a contender. Lines has been a high tier player. I mean, there are some players that are like some GMs where it's like, yeah, okay, you're facing a prospect player. Good luck.
Yeah, but see, these are also those last 2 are trolls, right? If you're tying round
Yeah.
win percentage with another team, then there's
it's still technically a rule. I'll take it.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think they put them in place because it's the likelihood of you tying a round win percentage with another team is pretty low.
Now, here's the thing we have to look at. This is a power ranking based on the week. Has anybody else lost both their games this week? That we could
no.
kind of meaningly put put below Scurvy.
I've
Hell-
got a hot take.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm.
Cole.
I'd say Goshi.
Huh?
Yoshi at the 10 spot?
I
Reason
mean, they did
being,
lose both.
They
did
lost
lose
both. When we played them on Tuesday, we only got 2 rounds on CT side, but we had a pretty damn good T side. We ended up coming back 6 rounds and making it a decently close game.
hmm
It's before roster switch too.
Yeah,
And if
that was
for the
was-
memes, we can absolutely throw like miss below Sir Kirby Sea Dogs for the memes.
I'm
No.
all for throwing Goshi down there. We really do go
Well,
base
like,
by
here's the
Y'all
thing,
just
power.
really want to make some
it's-
people
it-
mad.
Because here's the thing.
supposed to
Here's the
be-
thing. No.
it's
Here's the
like
thing.
weekly rankings, is it not?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, here's
Yeah,
also the
yeah.
thing, though. Here's also the thing. We're not the power rankings committee. If anybody here is on the power rankings committee,
Whatever
raise
we
your
want.
hand and get out. We don't want you here.
We don't want you here,
If
but
you're
I'm
on the
still
power
putting
rankings
Goshi.
committee, we don't want you here.
I'm putting
Connor, have you
Goshi.
come to tell us when we're getting on the weekly drop next?
Planter's number 1. That's all I gotta say.
Brother, they're fucking 1-18.
No, dude, my cow stonks are not doing too hot right now. I thought the change
No,
was what they needed.
You didn't post your predictions, and I was really mad because I was getting ready to laugh at you when you had a
I've
both.
been lacking.
When you
These
had-
double headers are
when you
making
had-
it tough.
No, no, no,
Oh
no,
no!
no,
If
no.
you put
see,
ATL losing both, I would have immediately added you.
No,
You're
no,
not even
listen,
playing for
look.
ATL right now.
Number
No,
one,
But I'm gonna still
before
stick for my boys.
Yeah,
number
obviously.
one before anything else. Patty Planter's second team, they're first.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
sir.
Patty Planter's premier. No. What's Cal's premier team called?
Wagyu Warriors. That's what it is.
Yeah. Put the Wagyu Warriors up there.
All right, I can't say too
Oh,
long.
there we
though,
go,
'cause
there
this
we
is
go.
actually, I have to actually listen to this at work. If I listen to it now, I don't have anything to listen to at work. So
I
have
mean,
fun.
we love to
I don't-
hear
how
we
the
love to hear the Kono. What
That's
tier
not
are you?
nice.
Contender.
Kono, what tier are you? Contender.
I'm
We
just gonna
love to hear
pretend
the
that's
contender.
spelled
We just
right.
Wait,
are
there we
Isn't
go.
Contenders trying to steal a weekly recruit idea?
Yeah, we're doing
They're
Tindy
trying to
talk.
steal our idea. No.
Steal your
fucking
idea.
bullshit.
You
That was
stole our
idea.
idea. You stole
You
our,
always-
our idea.
No, 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 no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no, no,
Oh,
no. We
weekly
did
drop
the
and we
rip
just-
off.
We expanded.
We did
on
the
it.
weekly drop rip off first. We did the weekly
It's
drop
our
rip off first. Soon the weekly drop won't even be needed.
We stand here on
True.
my greatness, not yours.
It would be kind of cool if all tiers just had
I
their
mean-
own little talk show
Because
thing.
the thing is, if people want to figure out who players are next season, we can just send them to a weekly recruit and be like, "Oh damn,
Yeah,
man,
no,
we're
I think
picking up certain
these are
players."
these are literally perfect for learning about. Like, I've learned so much about recruit just from listening to
Yeah.
y'all stuff.
Yeah,
So-
like Noah's
Yeah.
strategy
ATL's the
element
best.
here.
That's the title. Konotoki approves.
Weekly
That's the
recruit
episode.
is useful.
Konotoki. That's going in like our bio on YouTube.
All
Just
right, sounds
the
good.
weekly recruit is useful. Konotoki.
Okay. So let's put.
Quick
So,
question:
Yeah,
Did Tadpole
have fun.
only play one game today?
yes.
From
they
Yes,
what
they
we
did.
can
So-
see,
So
yes.
they technically lost all the games they played today.
Okay, no, but we're not jumping that.
No.
That
No, I
Well,
think
I'm down
I
to
think
put them
having
nine.
Goshi at 10, there's reason to it. Something like that.
There
I
is.
just
So
I do
also, I'm
agree
going to say we are doing this specifically for the match day, right? This is not overall record. This is
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
the main.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for the
it's a
main.
little bit of last
It's a
match
both.
day, and then
Like, if-
more weight is this match today, especially because there were 2 matches.
Yeah.
I feel like
Honestly,
going.
I find it funny we're putting
Tadpole would
Goshi
not
down the bottom.
be- It would be disingenuine. It's just how much do we want to meme it at this point?
I don't think
If-
we want to meme
I
it.
mean, we
Let's
put
try and
Meme it,
Goshi
meme
in
it,
9
meme
or
it.
10. We put
No.
Goshi.
Let's not meme it then. I think
No.
Fine.
Goshi does deserve to drop, but maybe
Halfway
not to
meme it.
9. I think
Halfway.
I
meme it,
think
okay.
wait. Here's my thing. Goshi, I'd be fine putting it like 9 where Harpies was
I agree. An
Yeah.
AP at 10.
because AP at 10 still fits. Prairie Sea Dogs at
You-
10 still fits.
You moving
They
up
did
to-
beat us this week, so that
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
makes
That's
sense.
fair.
I think
The-
8. Or you go ahead.
The thought process is we weigh more heavily 8 and 9, but 7 is still kind of rough. And if
Which
there's
is
a
why I
tie, we
agree
can look
with
back further.
Yep.
And if there's a tie or something, we can look back further. But
No.
it's mainly we try and do this.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
a certain Toasty bro said we're not ranking power rankings officially, we're just doing records. Ooh.
Okay.
Well, so let's talk about number 8 because I think that this is fair.
I still think with 9, you could maybe make the argument
I
that
think-
Hell should be there instead. Like,
Mm,
yeah, Goshi went 0-2, but the team that Hell beat was Cal. No offense to Cal,
No, but
Yeah.
they've
you
had a
can't say
rough
that,
season.
But they came off
No,
of
no,
a
no.
win though with a roster change. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah,
That
they have a win.
It still
have
is
a
a win
win.
where Goshi lost both.
yeah, but
And
still overall worst record. Still losing. Like,
Yep.
don't get me wrong. I think
Roblox
obviously
bias.
Goshi. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely am, 100%.
Yeah.
But still,
So,
like,
I mean,
if we're still weighing overall,
I would-
still,
I would be fine putting. I
I think-
mean, who did he say? He said, fucking.
Hell.
yeah,
Hell.
I would say. I mean, I would say Goshi max 8 because they lost
Yeah.
to like max. I'll definitely say because no offense to ATL, but they've had a rough season. Looks like they're starting to get more consistency in their lineup finally. Thankfully for them, they've had a rough go of it. And they beat them. I feel like Goshi still should have beat them as a team, so ATL needs to be above them. And then ATL beat #1 team from last week, so that puts
Yeah,
them
so that's we put
way
ATL
higher.
on top, right? We put ATL on 1, right?
But so this is why I don't exactly agree with that though, is because Hell had a very close game against UPS.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, and I'm not gonna spoil my thing, but UPS is definitely gonna be up in the rankings. I don't think because they beat Patty Planters they go to 9. However, I will say, who did Nan play today? Nan played
Cal and
Tanukis and
Tanukis.
Patty.
Cows and Tanuki. Now, they took care of business, so I would put Nan at 8 or 9.
I think Goshi does go to 9, and I know
Yeah.
Robot's biased here, but if
definitely.
if we look at it, but by the teams that would be going here in other spots, they deserve to be in.
That
these
is
other
what I
spots.
think should be the thing. I think it should be 9 Goshi, 8 Nan. Yeah,
7
Nan
Hell.
beating, the bottom 2.
I'd be down for 7 Hell.
Yeah.
7 Hell makes a lot of sense. They split wins. They have a very close win against Baguettes.
I think I know who
And then-
goes 6.
I would say
If
us
we're
at
if,
6.
if we're going off of like today's as the majority, then wouldn't you
Yeah.
have regardless Nan over Hell because they won both games?
Yes, but that's why I
But
personally have them
strength-
at 8
well, I was gonna
because you
say
have to take into
strength of schedule is a little bit once it's a tied team, right? Nan and
I
Hell
guess.
were
I guess.
tied.
Yeah, that makes sense.
thing is they go out and they 13-11 Patty Planters and they 13-4 Tanuki. The Patty Planters game scares me. The Tanuki's game, they did what they should have. I
Yeah.
think
I'm just
Fair.
I will say again, like I was saying earlier for Vertigo, it can be a map that is so like you can have a great CT side, and then your T side you just
well.
roll
You know what,
over
Robot?
so
Plummet.
bad.
You know what I say
For-
to that? Skill issue.
I
I'm
know,
just
I'll
saying
say.
that's
I-
that's that.
I
that's
mean,
a
yeah,
map
like,
ban issue.
unironically,
That's
like,
a,
yeah,
that's
it's
a
skill
map,
issue.
That's a map ban issue.
So,
and that's not
I-
to
I'm
really
Goshi.
quick.
I'm saying that for Nan as to why it was such a close match
okay.
there.
I see
Yeah,
what
What
you're
are we
not
saying?
for Goshi. Goshi.
Okay.
That's a
What are we
that's for
saying
Nan's
about
close match.
the teams that only have one match played? Spaghettes and Temple Titans. 'Cause
I think
Temple Titans technically lost to Scurvy,
they did,
and that's
I
their
don't
only
think-
match played.
I don't think they. I think where they do end up, in my opinion, is at 5, and I would put UPS at 4. And
Okay.
I put my like off the dome would be ATL 3, UPS 4, and Tadpoles at 5, because like you said, Tadpoles lost to AP, and it was, as explained, pretty convincing on your side. Of course, the scoreline doesn't show that, but 4 rounds is a pretty big differential. Especially, I'm going to give you
Yeah.
credit for it's a map
That's
that is
their only
narrow
match
out.
played. That's their
Right.
only map played.
Same
Two.
with the UPS, right? UPS
But they go
was
up
a 4-round
13-9 Agalites.
4-round differential, right?
Mhm.
Only one game. I think that they deserve to be high, and that's why I think I put them over Frog, but not any higher than 4, because ATL winning against 2 of the top 4 teams, I think they deserve to be number 3.
That's very impressive.
That
Mhm.
that would be how I would
They
do
beat
3
the
to 5.
1 and the 4. They beat the 1 and the 4. They beat both sides of the spectrum.
I would do ATL, UPS, and then Frog. That's my 3 through 4.
And then I
Unless
think we
anyone-
know it's pretty obvious. I'd have Sav.
Sav, then
Sav on
Mist.
top.
Yeah.
Sav in the mist.
Yeah.
Wait, Sav just straight up went first?
Sav 1.
Yeah.
Mist 2. Harpies 3.
That's how I put it. I mean,
I'm not gonna argue with him. Are you kidding me? I'll take it.
well, it's
That's the
it
highest
really is.
Harpies have
Look at-
been.
sense. It
Look
makes
at
sense.
strength of schedule. I mean, you could even argue to put
Who am I
Harpies
missing?
above Mist because they beat Mist tonight.
I mean, if we want to have that argument, I'm down for it.
Because I mean, but if you really want to take that argument, right? It's gonna rise a lot of feathers. But I hate
It
Mist
will.
anyway, so let's do it.
Okay, but what is, how
This is Noah. This is
how
Noah
much
speaking,
weight
not
does
Andrews.
the stomping of us take into Miss? Because
Not
yes, they did
much.
lose to Harpies.
Here's the
Not-
thing.
no, not-
Harpies.
The reason, I'll tell you, Colty, the reason it doesn't matter, right, is Miss is the number 1 and you were the number 12 last week. A 13-2 is
Yeah,
what you
that's
would
fair.
expect.
Yeah.
Right? Not saying
Nobody
that's what
expected-
should have
No,
happened,
I
but I'm just
Nobody
saying.
expected Harpies to go out in 13-7 from the 9th spot to the 9th
That's
spot
what
to
I'm saying.
1 spot.
So if
You
we
know?
really want to look at it, fuck it. Put Harpies above Mist.
13-7.
I think that yes, there was a big jump, and like I said, the only thing that's not keeping me from going too overboard is that we beat Harpies,
Terrible. Yeah.
held, and then Goshi beat you. But like,
Mhm.
if you just look based just on today, taking 2 from the top 4 teams is crazy. So I'm giving you your props, and I put Harpies above Mist. I think
Yeah,
Harpies
I do
goes
too.
number 2.
I mean, look, I'm not saying.
I know you're
anything.
not going to argue
That's-
it, Harp.
No, I'm not even gonna argue for it because I've been told many times that I try and shove Harpies higher than they belong, and so I mean, if
Well,
Noah's
what do you
saying they
think,
belong in the
Clancy?
2 spot,
Oh, what? Someone's in my name?
Do you think Harpies goes number 2 because of the beat out against Mist? I mean, we do weekly power rankings, and how are you going to put a team that they beat tonight above them? You know what I mean? That's my logic. Looking
Yeah,
looking
I
at
think. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I agree. I agree. You know, I mean, Mist. You know, they did win 13-2, but that was also against.
That was against
The
Scurvy
12th
Sea Dogs, to be
seed.
fair.
Yeah.
it. It's a 1
we
to the
look at it.
12. You would expect like a kind of a 1 leaning side,
Yeah.
but a 7 to a 13 against the number 9 of last week, and they lose. I mean, you got some
Crazy.
explaining to do.
crazy.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And Harpies beating a number 4 and the number 1. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
It is an
Go to
upset.
second. Yeah. Go to second base. You get the free pass.
I mean, I'll take a double any day. Doubles are better than singles.
Double.
Ooh, looks good to me.
I mean, if you look at it technically, if we're looking at this baseball stats, Baguettes hit a single, Miss hit a double, Harpies hit a triple, and then Circle's taking the home run.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Speaking of which, I mean,
Sav-
I know this is kind of a bit late for show of the week. I'm just gonna call the show of the week the MLB playoffs. Hell of a ride watching Arizona come back and from a 2-0 deficit and whooping Philly.
No step
Uh,
on Snick.
Yeah,
Evan,
no step
Evan
on Stack. And
Longoria
then-
is my boy, and I'll say
and
that until
then-
the day I die.
And then you get the show that was the Texas powerhouses just trying to fight each other. That was a lot of fun to watch. I'm really excited to see the Rangers Rangers versus Diamondback. That's gonna be really fun.
Who do you think is going to win the World Series?
Honestly, I think. Look, here's the thing. I
good.
don't see the Rangers pitching staff losing.
Fair enough.
Who
That
even
pitching-
gives
pitching
a fuck
wins.
about baseball, brother?
Me,
It's
fuck
hockey
you.
season.
Hometown
Okay,
of Rangers.
No,
fans.
because
Hold on,
the
Clance.
weekly recruit. No, because the weekly recruit enters show of the week. I can call it whatever I want. Last week it was Tokyo Drift. For last episode it was Tokyo Drift. This week it's playoffs for MLB.
I
Hockey
have-
season, brother.
I have one change that I
It is
want
an
to. I
MLB.
want
I'm
to.
not Canadian though.
I want to
Yo,
run by
that's the
everyone.
other thing. The Scurvy Sea Dogs are now a majority Canadian team, so watch
Yeah,
your back.
3/5 Canadian.
Just wait. So are we gonna see the Team Canada versus the Ohio Kentucky powerhouse next
I'll
season?
tell you this. Basically, we're gonna win out. It's gonna be the War of 1812 on every other team, and we're coming for the championship.
Look, all I'm saying is, if so, we need to have a show match where the Team Canada Angry Pirates are all in a house, and then Team Ohio Kentucky is all in the same house, and we just land it out.
Can we have
Let's
that
do
as
this
a
at
show
match.
match?
Miami Dallas.
Before
Show match.
the finals, we need to have like a show match between Canada and US. It'll be
Yeah,
fun
sit
as
down.
shit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is it,
The Ukrainian's not allowed on Team America, sadly, because he does claim full Ukrainian citizenship. He's just a refugee.
Actually,
He's just a
here's the
refugee.
thing. Here's the thing. One of my parents is American. That makes me a Native American. That makes me a
Time-
native born American.
No. Don't you dare claim to be a Native American. That's my
I didn't.
claim, bitch.
It was bad wording.
That's
Touchy
Okay.
boys. That's a touchy
You know
topic,
what I?
boys.
You know what I mean. I
Alright.
mean a native born
I
American.
agree with Noah.
All right,
Let's
Clance,
move
is
on.
it time for predictions for
I
playoffs?
guess it's
Is it time for
let's start
prediction?
let's start with next week's predictions first.
No, that's gonna take too long. It's
I think
already
we're
not doing next week.
1:34.
Bang 'em out.
Run them
We can
down
bang
real
'em out.
quick. No explanation, just vote.
Yeah,
like
fuck
we
it.
did
We're
last
not even.
time.
I'm not even
Speedrun
gonna
it,
do it on
speedrun
the
it.
fucking thing. Do the blah blah blah.
What teams do we have?
What teams do we have?
We've
next
gotta
week?
get in
Okay,
Wednesday. We gotta
Scurvy
do
Sea
the
Dogs
Wednesday.
Here we
Servals
go.
happens on Wednesday. That's a weird one.
Oh yeah, the
Um,
Wednesday match.
Well, I can
Yeah,
say
the
what
Wednesday
I want.
match.
Scurvy
I
Sea
don't-
Dogs because I want the
will-
underdog to win.
I will
I want
preface
the chaos of
this.
Scurvy Sea Dogs.
This is
Yes.
set. The map is set on Overpass.
Because
I
that's
will
what the
say
makeup
really
is.
quick.
Yeah.
Really quick. I will say this. Scurvy Sea Dogs took ATL to double overtime on Overpass. Sure, it was on CS:GO, but that was with Triple Man. I'm really excited to see what they can do with Pumpkin.
And our-
Just because
our
I'm
lock-
embracing the chaos of Arizona right now, Scurvy Sea Dogs winning.
Well, let me tell you something, Noble, before I make my decision. If you want some overpass help, shoot me a message.
All right.
Insider info.
For what it's worth, our loss on one of our losses on Overpass was with a sub.
Don't blame Rye.
I'm not
Don't
blaming
blame-
Rye. I'm just
Rye is
saying
a
that
good
we didn't
player.
have the
I mean,
same-
Rise the go,
here's the
dude.
thing.
Rise
the
You
go.
also
Here's the thing.
lost.
B site Overpass, me and Sky have that fucking shit locked down, and I didn't have
All-
my boy with me.
All I'm
Mm,
saying is, if you want some help, Noble, shoot me a message. I'll give you a little
Shoot him a
tidbit.
fucking message. Shoot
You
him
know,
a message right
yeah,
now.
I will.
I'll
Okay,
shoot
right
you.
now.
Do it live
I'll
on
do
I'll
it.
Discord.
straight up
What-
shoot you.
All right, live right now. Here we go.
Slide in his DMs, brother.
I
So
can't
super
give
quick.
you everything, but
There we go. I sent you a
We
message.
need to move it on. I'm gonna start calling out names after
all right.
I say it. Let's go Clancy next. Who you got?
For Scurvy.
Clancy.
Chaos.
Yep, Scurvy Circles.
Chaos Scurvy.
I'm
I
assuming
believe-
the two Scurvy
I
Sea
believe
Dogs
that
boys
we
are
will.
claiming Scurvy's gonna win.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't bet against ourselves.
Yep.
It's not allowed.
Hey, look, I've done it before and it turned out really well for my team.
Jeez.
We beat Doshi. Young Robot, who you got?
Scurvy. I want the chaos, and I always live in
And then
that
is this a
story.
full sweep, Noah? Is this full
I'm gonna
sweep?
be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Noah?
I have Sav only if Noble
Damn.
doesn't listen. If Noble listens,
I've already
think you should be writing
I've
these down.
already
I know.
messaged you.
I know, but if you do extensive research,
You really
on top
should
of
be
what I give
writing
you,
this down, Clancy.
No.
then you
Please,
could win.
so they can
That's
have
gonna
visual
take me 10
representation
minutes
so
to
we can
set
give
up, and
memes.
it's already 1:36.
But the other thing with that, Noble, is Sav with Cayman on their team, he's very strong anti-stratter, and the fact that you have basically a week to learn everything there is about Overpass, that's what you're going into this game
So
with,
hear
right?
me out. All of our
Chaos.
strats have changed.
I know.
Can't anti-strats don't exist.
Oh, and I know, and I think that that's what you have
So-
benefiting you, right?
Gonna be rushing
Okay.
fountain every round.
So everybody has Scurvy. Everybody here has Scurvy except for Noah, who has Savannah.
Correct.
Let's go Hellfire versus Nan. I'll start. I got Hellfire.
I got
Clancy,
Nan.
go ahead.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Nan.
Hellfire, Nan.
Nan.
Young Robot.
Hellfire. I think they got a good thing
Goldie?
going on.
Nan.
And Noel.
Man.
Noah.
I have Hell.
That's a
3 to
split
2?
house right
Or
there,
2 to
boys.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next team. Next match.
I mean, I know what two of you guys are going. Scurvy versus Upsetty.
Don't even gotta ask.
I'm gonna go Scurvy. I think they win these three. They barely make playoffs, and it's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be the Arizona Diamondbacks. They got it flowing through them.
Legit, if we can carry the confidence from this frog win into these next 3 games,
Mm-hmm.
I think we got something special here.
Clancy.
I'm sorry, guys. Spaghettis. Dewey's my
Yeah.
guy.
Noah.
Dude, I love you, but I have Scurvy.
Embrace the chaos. Young
Embrace the
Robot.
chaos.
Scurvy. Again, I just want to see chaos.
Just chaos.
Okay, really quick. I think I speak for all of us. Cow is not beating ABI.
No. Listen.
Chaos. Cal.
No, say your name before that. Say your name before that.
Young Robot says chaos. Cal. I'm going with Cal. And I like underdog stories. I want to see just the rank. I want to see playoff picture go crazy because the teams that are out of the playoffs just go screw it. We're just gonna go crazy and pug everyone out
Yeah.
of their wins.
Noah, I know you've got Noble and Colty. Do you agree with AVI?
I think Noah is a
God?
fucking giant mega
AVI.
3D
Noble.
brain, and he's going to dominate him.
I'm gonna be playing chess,
Okay.
and Sentinel's
Yeah.
gonna be stuck playing checkers.
Atlantis and Frog.
I have ATL.
I've got
ATL.
ATL.
Yeah, they carry their
Chaos.
confidence from today. That's not even chaos,
Yep.
bro. If the fucking number 12 can beat him, I think ATL can beat him.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Hey, Frog, you
Noble.
did hard that round.
Noble?
Are we still on AVI?
No, Harpies
No.
and
No, we're
Tadpole.
on ATL.
This guy.
Oh.
ATL Tadpole.
I'll take Tadpole on that one.
Clancy
Ribbit.
and Young Robot.
I go ATL. I trust. I feel like Ruby might force it.
Trust the
into this
process.
again. Yeah, I trust.
Trust the process.
I trust the
Yokai and
backgammon.
OS. Yokai and OS. I'm gonna go OS. I know we got him in the 9 spot, but that should just handle your business there, Clancy.
The two Japanese-inspired names. I'm embracing
Fucking weeb.
chaos. I'm embracing. Well, I
Oh, and
mean,
yokai.
Tanukis is more weeb than OS. OS is just more samurai.
I mean, have you seen the amount of weebs with samurai swords?
Have you seen the amount of
Different
fucking
kind of
ancient
weeb.
warriors with samurai swords?
Okay,
Anyways,
let's go, Young Robot.
I go
hey, it didn't say my
Goshi.
fucking prediction. Wait.
You said embrace the chaos. I know you mean yokai.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I say
Young
Goshi.
Robot.
Goshi, they're gonna be mad at themselves for having lost their 2 games today, and are probably gonna spend a lot of time practicing this weekend. So my money is on Goshi having a pretty good game.
Yeah. Noble
We'll go Tanukis.
Let's go.
and Noah.
I also go Tanukis because I think Goshi is broken.
Ooh, Colty.
Sorry, Robot.
I think Goshi comes back angry.
Yeah.
They
We go
don't-
Savannah versus. Oh no, go ahead. They
No,
don't.
so they don't have a bad team. I think today
Mhm.
they had a couple hard games. But yeah,
Okay.
Hey, sometimes it's not your day.
All right, let's go next to Savannah and Drip. I got Savannah here. I think that's the smart choice. I think they lose to AP and they come back angry because chaos. Yin, thank God he left. I didn't want to hear Yin. Yin was going to cause more chaos. Yin was just going to go the underdog every time.
Different kind of chaos.
All right, let's go Clancy.
Yum.
Wet Sav.
Serve, savvy.
Colty.
I got wet here.
Noah.
Sav all day, baby. Sweat is
Noble.
terrible.
Sav.
Noble. and Young Robot.
Wet, just because I have not been able to watch any of Sav's games, and I
Noah, can I ask what your problem is with Wet? You've made it very clear your
Sultang.
problems with him.
Sotong.
Okay.
It's just they do some scummy
That's-
stuff over there.
That's
Yeah.
all of the first half of the headers. I do have to ask really quick. We do have a problem. The Upsetty Tadpole game. We forgot to talk about that.
We
I've
did.
got Upsetty. I think Upsetty just Dewey comes in, steamrolls Tadpole. He's
Upsetty.
gonna have some frog legs for the dinner.
Upsetty.
I've got
Colty?
It'll be-
I'm
It's
on
gonna
the
be
frog.
a weird Italian
Colty-
cuisine.
No wait,
think-
Noah and Noble got frog. Colty.
I think it's Frog. The Toast Boys are way too fucking good to lose 2 in a
They're
row.
grinding, bro. They're grinding. Young
That is
Robot.
true.
I lean UPS. Just
Split house.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
go.
I'm sorry, Toast. Maybe I sub for them and you guys lose again. I'm
That's
2-0 against FRG and subbing this.
You
season.
are
We
indeed.
had a couple of split houses. Okay, now let's move on to the second half of the doubleheaders. We have AP versus Hellfire. Embrace Chaos. AP.
I don't even know if that's embracing chaos. I just think we can outright beat.
No,
Hell.
no, I think it's embracing chaos, and
Chaos,
because you
I'm
guys have embraced the chaos, you win 3. You win 3 straight, make playoffs.
Bet.
Clancy,
Ooh.
embrace the chaos, Clancy.
You know it.
No step
to
on
be
snakes.
true. Do it. Do it. AP.
Noah,
I'm gonna be honest. Noble, Colty, Milky, I love you all, but I think your Cinderella story ends there.
you get so
Okay.
close, but
Final
yet so
match.
far.
I think Hell beats you out,
So close, but yet so far.
and that's
Young
exactly
Robot.
why I think you're gonna have too much adrenaline.
I'm going chaos again. I want AP. No offense to Hell. I love playing with you guys, but I just love seeing chaos and underdogs win.
AVI and Nan.
Do you even
API?
need to ask me?
No, I'm asking the other
Exactly.
people. AVI, Noble.
Ooh. Come back to me. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Colty.
You know,
mm.
no, I'm just gonna go Nan. I'll
AVI.
just say Nan for now.
Noble goes Nan. Colty.
AVI.
And Young
I like you.
Robot.
I'm going AVI.
Yeah,
like
I think
you.
AVI is going to make it a very tough position to try and. I mean, I think Nan goes out of the playoffs with that, and then we get AP and AVI in playoffs, which is going to be insane.
All right. I'll send you your knives tomorrow.
You better send me mine. Upsetty versus ATL. Let's start with Clancy here.
Ooh. Depends if Crash is there or not. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real.
I think
but,
he is.
But if Crash is there, it's a razor thin edge. But I'm gonna give it to ATL.
Look, here's the thing. Even if Crash isn't there, I may have a sub in my pocket.
No, he's got
I might have a sub ready.
Man's about to pick up triple man.
Noble.
triple man's free.
Nope. Noble.
ATL.
Noah.
I've got UPS. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Anders.
The only
Colty?
person.
ETL.
Young Robot.
Everyone
I'm
else.
going ATL.
Everyone else has started to
Cool,
embrace
Young
chaos.
Robot. You did go ahead and like get that DM about subbing for that game, right? If we're missing Crash.
Not yet, but still open.
OS versus
Whoa!
Beef.
Wait, triple man's available. What are you doing?
Yeah. Why do you think I'm messaging Robot?
Yo, he fits in your MMR cap. What are you doing?
Calm down.
I had to fall in love. Okay.
That all?
Goshi versus Cal.
No.
Cal.
Yeah, Goshi versus Cal is the next one. Cal gets a 1-win season. According to me, Cal gets a 1-win season. Very
I
good
agree.
for their.
In the words of
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Last game of this season, Sentinel
Send
pulls out
it.
the fucking big brain strats. I think they stomped Goshi
Rush
there.
B every round.
Yo, hear me out. I think they
Mac
spent
10s and
all
check
season
9s.
preparing for this Goshi match, and that's why they had poor performance. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
take,
god.
take Patty Planters.
So everybody except me is picking Goshi? Or picking Patty Planters?
We're taking
Yep.
Cal.
Yeah, we're taking Cal. Rush B every
Noah?
single round
Yes.
with Mac 10s.
I do also take Cal here only because I
Colty?
think that
Let Noah finish.
Colty?
I was gonna,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say I only think Cal beats them because I love you, Sentinel, but we're gonna demolish you in the first match, and they're gonna take 30 minutes to be like, okay, let's not have that happen again, and then they're gonna demolish Goshi.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I Sapphire is gonna pop the fuck off here.
Yeah, Sapphire game of the season.
Back to
Frog
back
versus
aces, it's
Staff.
gonna happen.
Hey, what up? Didn't ask me.
Oh, yeah, Robot. You pick Goshi.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I'm biased on that.
Hmm.
I trust in Hector. Still, I
The
think
only
he's
reason
gonna
you're
wanna make
PF
playoffs.
the only reason you're PFA is because they couldn't keep her pick for you.
Definitely. I got married in June, so my wife was like, "You're not
Oh,
allowed to
really?
play all the games." So I was like,
God.
"Okay." Next season, though, I should be in next
Good on
season.
pull and
I'm
Sap.
glad to hear that, Robot.
Cool. I'm gonna need you to like text whoever and like me and you, Robot. Me and you all season. We can figure out an AGL. We can figure out an IGL.
What I'll always
No,
tell
no, bring me over to OS. Bring me over to OS. I'll throw Hector on top of the list by himself.
you.
Hector IGL number 1. OS, me,
Hector.
Young Robot, not Hector.
Power rankings. Number 1, Hector. Just every time, Hector's number 1.
So here we go. ATL or not ATL. Sav versus Frog.
Frog.
I
Mm,
think I
think
got
Frog.
Sav.
Frog finishes off the season really strong here.
frog.
Look, I
Froggy.
think.
Ribbit. Ribbit. Ribbit.
I mean,
Boat.
fuck it. I'm changing it. We got Frog. Drop, drops the new mills, man. Drops the new mill. Noah.
If I can get my shit talking in real quick, I'd like to say
All right.
Drop went first overall. I was second overall. Get fucked. We just beat you.
Noah.
And my looking at the Leadify stats,
Colty.
my most killed player was Drop. I don't care if I'm on a
Colty.
2-7 or 2-6
We'll
team
keep
and
that-
they're better than us.
Colty, we'll keep that in mind for the postseason when we do the draft look back. Keep that in
God,
mind.
I'm gonna be like fucking round 8.
I
Noah.
will just say, I think I have Frog here because I think Drop will finally have a more than 25 kill game, like he should be getting.
Noble.
Take Sav.
Okay, and Young Robot.
I'm actually taking Frog there. I do like them as a team. I think they overall can play really well. I think they've just had some up and down performances across the board on all their players. Just having an off
Yeah.
game, the adjusting to CS2 still.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm not even gonna ask Noah because I know he's picking YC. Drip versus YC. Noah, I'm gonna give you the chance here for 3 seconds while we think about this. Go ahead, ramble
Yeah,
on about Trip.
It's fucking YC. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Noble.
I'll take
Mm,
Drip. I'll just take Drip.
Colty.
I think the Weebs finished strong.
Clancy.
Yahoo Nasa Itio Tanukis.
And
That was
Young
fucking
Robot.
cringe. I want to die.
I'm going to Nukies just because I'm like, you know what? Miss is gonna finish off the season in the way of just going.
It's not gonna
Yeah,
matter to
crazy.
Miss. They're already in the
Yeah, I
playoffs.
think-
Exactly.
I think Miss is gonna take their foot off the gas for the last couple of games. Just kind of coasting, try not to show
Go
up
a
too
little
much of their
crazy.
scrapbook. Try not to show
play
up
their
too much of the
perma ban.
scrapbook. I think YC wins this just off of the thought process of it's very possible that Miss just says fuck it and pugs out, and I think YC is gonna have a good opportunity to win. Now we go to the playoff picture. Clancy, you got that ready?
Do I? We're back.
We are back.
We are back.
Welcome.
Welcome to the playoff window prediction.
You can already just put
thing.
AP championship there, brother.
So
Oh,
super quick.
November.
Let's go ahead and I guess let's start with the teams that are gonna definitely be in the bracket.
Yeah, the ones that can't fall out, basically.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which I think is the top 4 teams, I guess, except Tadpole, Titans, Gets.
Everyone that's
Yeah, we
above
had to play.
5 is guaranteed in.
Yeah, so it's just Servals and Mist.
So who are we? Hold on. Wait,
So,
wait.
based off our standings, yeah, I would say Sav would get the number 1, and
Mhm.
Miss would get number 2
Mm-hmm.
for seeding.
Yeah.
So we can put those in
Yep.
right away.
Okay.
I think for the
And
3
then-
and 4, this is just a guesstimation of how the games go, right? And we said majority.
I
Was
said
what?
Spaghettis. Oh,
Was that a
I said
split
Spaghettis
house?
wins. That might have been, but I guess let's just go Spaghettis for top. Because I think they have an easier endo schedule, I think.
Yeah, Spaghetti
Mhm.
is Frog, then their AP, and then they would be Harpies, and then Frog
Yeah.
would be Sav, ATL, and UPS.
I mean,
so
let's look at Ghosh. They're at 5, and their last 2 games is Tanukis and Cow. I
Mhm.
feel like they can beat one of them.
Yeah, but I don't think they jump up to 3 or 4, especially
Mhm.
because they're kind of still in the
Okay,
mix. I
that's
think
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like
think
they would
Goshi
tie
stays
and
at
then
4
go
or
down
5
a round
right
win
now.
difference.
I'm just thinking
Here's the
teams that are
thing.
like almost guaranteed to make it in is what I'm thinking.
yeah.
So Harpies plays Frog and UPS. I think they win at least one of those. Goshi plays who? They play Cow
Yeah, Cow and
and
Tanuki.
Tanukis.
Tanukis,
Yeah.
which I think puts them at 5. I think that's fair. Put Goshi at 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 is ATL. I think 6 is ATL.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 I personally
Um,
think 7 is Hawks, and I know I wrote you out on the Cinderella story, but
8 is Scurvy Sea Dogs.
I think AP is 8.
That's
I think.
okay.
I think.
What a fucking season, boys.
What a fun. That would be
that
a
would
crazy
be
last.
An amazing story.
That would be.
I would just want you
I
there.
mean,
How? Okay, the storyline for this too. We fucking triple the dog hater, the one that fucked everything match day 2. We go against their team first round in the playoffs.
Mm,
Mm.
oof.
I like that.
And that's kind of crazy too. Like
So
that game that was missed is like if we beat them match day 2,
I agree.
Got it.
I don't think that they go on big of a run as they have.
I told Sav that
Okay.
last podcast as well. Like,
Yep.
not having that game is very influential for both teams.
Yeah, I think they're a damn good
Yeah.
team, don't get me wrong, and I think they'd probably make the playoffs anyways, but I don't know if they go 7-1. That's a lot of fucking confidence they've got right now.
So that being said, I mean, to have Scurvy Sea Dogs do this, they have to beat Servals. So I
I will
think
say, I think you get in, but I don't know about
winning.
I don't think you. I don't
Messenger.
know getting out. I think it's potential because if you make it to playoffs, that's 3 wins back to back to back
Mhm.
against two of the top teams after just beating Sav. So you would have done it once. So I think
Do
it's
we consider
possible.
Hell one of the top teams?
Well, I said 2 of the top teams. You would have been
Okay.
beaten Sav and then
Servals
UPS.
Baguettes.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Right. So, but see, I think that the confidence there is if we're putting you in the playoff picture here, you would have then had to beat Sav to get here, which means you have the confidence of knowing what you can beat them on, right?
Mhm.
But
The only way, and like not shitting on my boys, the only way I see us beating a best of 3 against them is if all 3 of our strong core activates, and we've only
Now-
had one game where that's happened, which was against Frog
Here's the
today.
thing. No, super quick. Here's my thought process. You beat Servals on your Cinderella run. It's a very close, and I can see it going 2-1 either side, just because Servals, if they lose that game against you guys to start off the Cinderella run, it can very well end up 2-1 to you guys. You move on to the next round. And I'm down for a bit of chaos.
I think though the problem with because we're getting best of 3s, yeah, for playoffs, is you got to think this overpass. If the Cinderella story, you beat Sav on this Cinderella story, you know their insta ban is overpass.
Yep.
Because why would they take you? Why would they take you to a map that they already lost you on, right?
I mean, in
So that's-
playoffs in general, it's more of like your breadth of maps that you're good at. Like
Correct.
you can't
Yeah.
You
focus
can't have
more.
exactly. So then that comes down for you as a team of do you have 4 other maps that you are confidently strong on to beat Sav on? So that's where I put
I
Sav
don't
ahead.
think. I think Sav wins. I think it's a 2-1 win.
Yep, like I said,
I think this is
the
the
only
Cinderella
way we
run
win
stops
that-
here.
Yeah, the only way we win that is if Milk, me, and Sky all activate all 3 games, or
Mhm.
like, and that's it can happen. It happened today,
It did.
but
We just need to tap into the avatar state, basically.
you gotta hit the float
now-
state.
mode.
Here's the thing. Who are we viewing with this next one? Are we viewing that you have the quote unquote new Mills? Or are we viewing the fact they've got a top 3 IGL with
For-
guns around him that he trusts?
You think Goshi wins?
Tadpole takes it.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
don't
say-
see
I was gonna say,
Goshi
I think-
taking it.
Yeah,
That-
Frog
that's
definitely
one-
takes this.
That's one that I look
I
at.
think
and
Goshi takes it.
No,
No.
Frog.
I think
Oh.
Goshi has an
I-
opportunity to.
I think that is a one that I feel like would be really close because I feel like both teams have a very similar play style of like T side. They typically try and have a very set execute with the occasional fast round thrown in, while their CT rounds on both teams I feel like can be pretty different. At least when I played against FRG on Tuesday, especially, it felt like on Inferno they were constantly willing to give up space, while Goshi, from last season at least, was more willing to fight for it. So I think that's if that is the way it goes of Goshi versus FRG, it is going to be one where it kind of comes down to who's hitting their shots more. Which of the team's gunners is going to have the better night?
Which one's
And
going to have the biggest impact?
yeah, like that is one I genuinely can't make an argument either way in a best of 3 series. I think that one goes all 3 maps and would be a close last map. Like I'm not mad either way.
I've got some interjection on this because we played Goshi on Tuesday on Anubis and we played Frog today on Anubis. Goshi's T side was fucking relentless. Like it was impressive how aggressive they played, and we couldn't do anything about it. Their CT side was exploitable. And that's kind of what we had with
I think you have that the wrong way around.
what?
Goshi's CT was way better than their T.
Really?
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I
No.
meant.
Oh, okay. Idiot.
They played very aggressive CT. It was like we couldn't get through anything.
Yeah, they really like
they're
to
very
especially
much a break no bend.
Yeah, they very much so like to set up like APG and fun for those opening peaks into areas to try and get that early round advantage on CT side. So I think that's something that can mess up Tadpole, but also it can really bite Goshi in the butt because
High risk, high
Tadpole,
reward.
yeah, Tadpole has dropped the Toast Bros. I mean, I feel like when I played against them, there was multiple times against all the people on their team where I was like, oh, dang, that was a nice shot. Like, nothing I could have done about that. So I don't think any of them are slouches. I think that will be a very interesting game to watch. Like that is one that I'd want to watch all 3 maps, assuming it goes to it.
I do
Yeah.
ultimately
So-
have
So who
Tadpole
do you
here,
think
personally.
wins?
I personally have Goshi.
Oh, this is a majority. This is a democracy. I
Yeah.
have Tadpole, so that's 2 frogs, 1 Goshi. Clarence, what do you think?
Tadpole.
So that's 3 frogs, 1 Goshi. Robot, you Gosh, yeah?
Yeah, I gotta go Goshi. But
Noble?
Me
again,
too.
You're the breaker.
Wait, no, that's 3-3, isn't it?
That would be 3-3 if you go
Well,
Goshi.
you go. Well,
Yeah.
That's what I'm
what are
saying.
you thinking? You're a Goshi?
Yeah, that's 3-3. What do we do now?
All right. Coin flip, I guess.
Coin flip. Hold on. I gotta.
Heads or
point.
tails? Alexa.
Pull it up in Google Live.
Yes.
Super quick. I think Fun Size and APG are just gonna view this as their time to step up, and I think they're gonna step up in big ways. I think they're gonna be menaces to these guys, and I think, no offense, I do think Goshi just wins. I think it's very close. It goes to a decider on probably, I want to say Nuke. I think a Nuke would be fun to see both them go to.
I gotta
What
say,
is
having
tails?
played
Hold on. We'll
All
call
right,
it
wait,
in,
wait.
Clarence.
I've already
let's
done it.
discuss.
It's on the
So-
stream.
No, we'll do it again.
All right, tails
No,
is
no.
the second option.
So
Tails is Goshi. Flip it.
Tails is Goshi. It already. I already did it. Fuck you.
I gotta say, if it did go to Nuke, for whatever reason, I've played a lot of games with Matt on Nuke. For whatever reason, there's times where, like, we played in an OS 5v5, and Matt was on my team, and against the other team had like 3 contender players. Matt was the top of the leaderboard for the entire game. He went crazy on it. I don't know what it was, but sometimes he's unstoppable on Nuke. He's looking like rain outside sometimes.
Yeah.
we'll have
But
to
I
see
think
how it
that's gonna be a
plays.
difference maker.
Yeah, but
I do think that if it is Goshi Tadpole, I do think that's the series where Drop pops the fuck off.
Yeah.
Very
Now,
think you
possible.
need
here's
to.
the thing that
He can be nasty.
I think here's where we have a really quick. I think here's where we have a big upset.
Oh, I don't even think this is an upset. I think
I'm
Hawks
thinking
win
Hawks
this all day.
2-0.
I'm just gonna
Hawks
say this
2-0.
right now.
Yeah.
I know that basically everyone here besides Robot is the only person that played last season. But if this is the way that it goes, this series is over 2-0. I'm out for vengeance. I got knocked out by them last season, first round out.
Oh,
This is now my return run, and I'm gonna shove it down Wet's face. I'm just putting that out there. If this is the way that it goes, it's a 2-0, easy dub, easy victory.
2-0.
I'm a better.
I live for
I'm a better.
chaos.
I'm
2
a
to
better
1.
IGL. I'm a better IGL. I'm a better
No,
shot
2-0.
caller, and I have the better.
No,
More
players.
people
I
have
have the
said
better players.
2-0 than 2 to
But
1.
guess what? I'm the one with
2-0.
OBS. So unless you want to get OBS, I'm the one doing the shit.
So we
So
know
I think it's a
Clancy
2 to 1
lies.
because I love chaos and I
2-0.
want to win. And the third map because then I'm gonna fucking scream and wake up the neighborhood. That's the only reason. I just want to wake up the neighborhood.
Clancy,
Well, you can have
Yes.
that.
you understand if you have to beat them 2-0. You cannot let go to a map 3. You cannot let it go to a map 3. I'm telling you right now.
You don't have a working wrist. Shut up.
Okay?
Either way it goes, we're on top. I mean, it really doesn't matter. So, because I'm out for blood.
We are out for blood. I've been working. I've been
So,
cooking.
ATL plays Spaghetti's last map. Last
have
match
ATL.
day. Last match.
I think it's 2-1 ATL.
I was gonna say,
I think
I
Dewey's
think
too
Crash
good
is
to let it
coming
happen.
back for playoffs.
See, Dewey can't
I
kill
don't
5
think
people
he's
in a
good.
round.
He can.
I think he can,
Here's
and I
the
think
thing,
Colney's.
Colney-
I
Be
think.
improbable,
Colney
but I think he
proves-
can.
Go ahead, Cole.
I think Conley steps his game up in the playoffs. Here's the problem. I don't think he's leading all guys who've never been to playoffs. He's leading guys who've never seen playoff games.
The one thing.
And I will say, no, super quick also. Harpies has proven before. We played double headers. We played double OT. We thrive better the later it gets. And with a best of 3, after that first map, I've got Harpies winning. I say it goes all 3, and I think
Spaghetti
Harpies wins
I like
the
how
second
the
and
only
third.
people out of the top 4 seeds, only one of them moves on.
In my opinion, I think that it's close, and I actually think that if that's the way it goes, I think Spaghetti gets the first map because
Yeah, I think Spaghetti do.
Colney's going to sit in, and Colney has the experience of making that playoff run all the way to the end. So Colney is going to be so calm, cool, and collected, and he's a great and fantastic IGL. It's just going to come down to if he can keep that same cool, collectiveness for the rest of his 4 players on his team. That's going to be the difference maker. And I think if ATL comes to play like they did tonight, they can make this show up. But the issue here is that ATL only makes this a close game if they lead into these next 2 games with W's.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like I was saying, ATL proves we get better the later it gets. We do not fall asleep at the wheel. So I think UPS comes out, takes the first map. We win the next 2. Kick them while they're tired, boys.
Servals versus Goshi.
Sav versus Ghosh, I think this is
Gonna go Servals.
I was gonna say this should be pretty
I'm gonna go
unanimous.
Servals.
Besides
2-0.
Yeah, no, like the only thing I'm gonna say, just because I understand why your guys' position from today's game. The only thing I'm gonna say, I feel like today, Goshi got a bad map pick, plus losing the first one, I think might have tilted them a little bit. I made it to where they just they go -2. Might have tilted them a little bit, and made it to
Super
where they
tilted.
just kind of, just made it to where they weren't playing as well as they could have on map 2. I feel like if they were smart, they get rid of Vertigo out of their map pool, because that is something like I remember from last season. It can just be so.
Am I watching
weird on the T side.
Well, and that's the problem, right? When we're talking about best of 3s, it's ban, pick, ban, right? So you don't really have the room to make an error for a team to exploit.
Yeah.
You're not insta banning it, right? So
Yeah.
if Goshi isn't strong on another map that's their insta ban, It's picking one of two of the evils, right? So I think
I think-
that
Yep.
it could go either way.
I
I
know.
think this is officially the longest episode of We Pick Group.
Let's
I
speed it up
know-
then. Your boy is working like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Wait, who's
Alright.
winning? Servals?
I
Six
think
Servals,
it's
they win.
I think Servals.
yeah.
with
Okay,
today's
cool.
I think
showing,
it's a sweep.
yeah, with today's
For
showing
shits and giggles,
for
it's a sweep.
Yoshi, Servals.
Hawks
I
Harp.
take Hawks.
Now
too.
here we go.
I take Hawks.
I think it's
Alright.
2-1. I think if that overtime tells us as Hawks anything, that Harpies can
You
come
guys
to
are
play.
scary.
That's
and
agreeable.
that
We take
Yeah,
it.
and
Okay,
But
here's the thing. I'll
and I
give.
will say also really quick. I will also say you guys get tired. You guys get tired, and
I
that's
guess
where
that's
I think
listening.
Harpies is winning. You guys were exhausted after a double overtime. I would hate to see you guys in a
Exhausted?
full 3. Yeah, Clancy was exhausted
Yeah, but
after
that was
double
just
overtime.
me. That wasn't the
You know
rest
who
of my
doesn't?
team.
Who doesn't get exhausted? Double
You?
overtime, triple
Who?
overtimes. Me, the IGL, the caller, the shot
You know
caller.
who gets? You know who
Noah's
gets
gonna be in the
better
middle of
after
the game.
triple
He's just
overtime?
gonna be screaming from the top of
You know
his
who
lungs.
gets
Never
better
back
triple
down, never
overtime?
what?
All I'm saying is
And also, if that's one of your players getting tired, imagine what happens to the rest of them when you take.
but
them
it
to
doesn't
three.
matter
I mean,
because my
yeah.
players are brain dead servants and listen to where I put them. So
Yeah,
But I'm-
except their clicks ain't gonna be so fast when they're tired, bro. They're gonna
but
be
if
sleeping.
they don't.
You
They don't
beat
have
me
to
this
aim.
nap
spot.
between
Listen, I
naps.
got caffeine pills up the ass.
I'm-
All right.
I'm just saying that
Sounds like a
if-
truck
for
driver.
when we're talking about double OTs, triple OTs, and especially best of threes, it comes down to the IGL's game. And this is no hate to Ruby because I think he is smart and he's developing as an IGL. But when it's a double OT game, triple OT game, that's where it comes to play on pulling out your strats that you have never used before.
Yeah,
In
and
that
there's,
double OT, he was using the same things that he was doing before, and that's why we were able to come out on top.
it was also because like
in
this
my
is a
opinion.
playoff, scenario. There's a lot more like heart-stopping pressure, especially in a semifinal.
I think it's a close game. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, Enders. It's just like how our OT was. But to say that tiredness is going to be the answer, the only person that matters if they're going to get tired is your IGL. Because if they give up, then it's a done game. Or if they stop getting creative, and that goes for everyone else. If you stop getting creative as an IGL, as a shot caller, how the hell do you think your teammates are supposed to do what
I
they
will
want them
say
to do?
this. I will say this. I think it goes to map 3, and I think map 3 goes into overtime at least once.
Yeah, I think there will be an OT for
close.
sure.
I think map 1 is it's a 13 to whatever win. I think map 2 is a 13 to whatever win. I think map 3 goes into double, triple overtime.
I think
Triple
map 2 is
OT.
gonna hit all the overtimes.
No, I think map 3 will. I think map 3 will because that's when everybody's gonna start to get tired. Their aim's gonna start to lag. And
Alright.
and no offense,
That's when the Ferrari
that
peaks
does
come
matter.
out.
Yeah, sure, but also you have to think
Whatever works.
we expect that. We're gonna expect that.
Nyum.
Servals Hawks, I think. Sorry, Noah, but this is where your
No,
dream,
I think
your dream runs out, brother.
I do think that this is a very close match, and they proved it tonight. On paper, if we really do look at it at what it was tonight, I have Sav over us. Right,
I'm
I
gonna
have
say 2-1. Every map goes to overtime.
I have some work to do. That's what I will say.
That's
I've got
gonna
some
be
work
it.
to do.
That's
You know
gonna
what?
be-
Came,
No,
came
Yo,
in,
that's gonna be
came in
lit.
DK Smart.
Okay. Hawks, they're winning 2-1. Hawks are winning 2-1.
All right, Ender.
I will drink. Okay,
I
so
think-
okay.
No.
so
Here's my thing, real quick. I think Noah pulls out a map that none of us are expecting. I don't know what map that is,
Man's
but I think
pulling out
Noah pulls out a map for map 3.
He's gonna
That's
Does.
pull
insane,
office.
right?
It's Vertigo.
Like,
It's gonna be Vertigo.
He's gonna pull out a map that none of us think he's gonna be good on. He's gonna have trained for it, and obviously Cayman's gonna have anti-strat the wrong team. Like he's not gonna have anti-stratted the right stuff. I think, no offense, Noah, you're selling yourself short. You know Cayman's gonna anti-strat you, and you need to know. And I think it's gonna take a lot that off days, those off days between semifinals and finals. I think you're gonna go back, look at all the maps you played, and you're going to start ripping out pages of your playbook
My notebook is
based
already
on
filled.
what's. Yeah, my thing. You're going to start ripping out pages and be like, can't use this. It's already been shown. Can't use this. It's been shown. And you're going to start figuring out new stuff.
I think that
I think
this
that's how
this-
Hawks wins 2-1.
This series is going to be really. I mean, yes, UK is their IGL, but Cayman is the one that really does all the work on terms of like the anti-stratting. I really think it's going to be. This series is a brain game because both teams have great mechanical skills on both sides of the teams. This is a brain game, and I'm excited to see it.
I will drink half this fucking vodka bottle if we win. I'm letting you know. I am
bottle of
belting
champagne.
On
out
the weekly
Queen.
recruit,
I'm belting out.
No, no,
All
no,
I'm
no.
saying is
No.
I get a knife
On
if we win. So
Weekly recruit. No. Here's the thing. Weekly recruit. What I want to see if Hawks win, I want to see Noah and Clancy popping champagne.
well, we can. We live
Just
3 hours from each other.
Yeah,
champagne.
we can because we
I want a video.
live
I want a video you
in
two
the
just
same
popping a
state.
champagne bottle, showering each other.
Buy a little
Just at
plastic
a park.
trophy too. Just
Yeah.
just shaking it like NBA players just won the finals. Just yeah.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
if we win the finals, I will 100% go down to Tampa
Meet up in like
with
a park.
like a bunch
Meet up in
of.
like a park.
No,
No,
fuck it.
obviously so you're not
We're gonna
doxing each
show up to
other.
a we're gonna show up to a rest area. We're gonna
No, just like
we're
some
gonna
place
go
where
to
you're
the
not doxing
Skyway.
each other.
No, we're
Someplace you're
gonna go
not
to the
doxing each other with
Skyway rest
champagne and
area.
Just pop it.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
think
how
I think
it's-
Hawks win 2-1.
You're gonna be sitting
I
outside
think
think
Noah's
winning
gonna start
games.
ripping.
Ooh,
I
there's
mean, I
vodka
just
on my
want that to
fingers.
happen so I
Sorry.
can say the Harpies lost to the eventual winners of the league. Not gonna lie to you.
Cool.
What's your thoughts, Robot?
I'm okay with it. It's one of those things like, after next match day,
We'll really see.
isn't it Thursday last match day, right? For
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay, like then we'll actually be able to
So-
see, and then I
So
think
we'll
it's
be
gonna
doing
be-
playoff predictions finally, like the
Yeah.
true playoff predictions. This is just
because I
kind of
think-
all memes and guesses.
I
Yeah,
think
this is
that'll
just a
change
big
so
ass
sounds like
much.
guess.
next week will be different.
Yeah. Because nothing's
I
confirmed
mean,
yet.
it
You know?
can. It can. Like you guys can be eliminated from playoff prediction and say it could end up that Harpies and Hawks are completely different sides of the bracket.
Yeah, I think it's also
It
going to come
could
down.
change.
I think it's also going to come down to a lot of actual matchups. I'm not even just being like, oh, but like
Yeah.
last season, I felt like because on OS we made it to the semis and we lost to UPS, and it felt like one of the big things was I don't even think the second game was on Nuke. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they like hardly ever threw the outside smokes. They just ran outside and one tapped us every single time. Whereas like,
I remember watching that game.
oh gosh, I was so frustrated.
It's a
But-
strat.
It was just like one of those things where I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
hit a
it's a
shot
strat.
as they're there and I'm dead. Like, what am I supposed to do here? So like
Well,
that's something that messed us up and it frustrated us. So honestly, all it takes sometimes is the first 3 rounds of a game, or the other, even like like if our prediction is right, AP versus Servals, first 3 rounds of the map 2 after somebody won. All it takes is that one guy doing 3 rounds of getting a double kill crazy style. Other teams can start getting tilted and playing way dumber than they actually should. And I feel like that's what happened to me. And that you throw the game.
Yeah. Real quick, just kind of close this out. That is, let's take a final look. Here's our playoff prediction. We don't have our next match day predictions done, but you can go back and listen to that. Show us one more time. Power ranking, Nancy. All right, and finally, I'd like to officially say thank you very much to Colty, Noble, Noah, and Young Robot for joining us today. If anybody would like to join, we obviously next week and through playoffs we're gonna need people. If there's any GMs watching this when we do the draft look back, if there's any GMs or AGMs watching this, we'd love to have you guys on to kind of ask about some of the picks, have your guys' opinions. Message me or Clancy about that. We will try and have you on for the postseason episode. And that'll probably end off this season of Weekly Recruit. It's been really fast. Thank you all for joining us for this wonderful adventure. Next season, as long as me or Clancy doesn't get moved up, we will be doing Weekly Recruit once again, except with some changes. We have a new guest host. We have a new permanent host lined up for the Weekly Recruit next season. We'll probably have a new format. We'll probably be edited a bit more. It'll look a lot more fancy. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.
This is sponsored by